Hi everyone, my name is Michaela Fisher-On. I use she, her pronouns, and today I will be talking about media through the decades, specifically since the 70s. And for my project, I interviewed Joshua Bonzo. He's a professor here at WSU. You may have had him for foreign language and cultures classes, or I believe he also teaches German. So, a little synopsis of the topics I'll be talking about today are music since the 70s, kind of how music was listened to, what methods, the evolution of TV and cinema in terms of how the equipment to watch TV was, what the viewing experience was like in the cinema then versus now, as well as the evolution of social media, since that's a really big topic, and social media has really exploded in the past couple of decades. In terms of music, Professor Bonzo said that he mostly grew up listening to radios, cassette tapes, and record players. And basically, he said portable cassette tapes were very popular since they were really easy to carry around. In his home, they had record players as well as CD players, and they had an extensive collection of CDs. And then he said through time, things like MP3 players, iPod Touches became more popular, so he had those. And then he said now he doesn't really have any music equipment, I would say. He mostly just listens to music online, whether it be via Spotify, Apple Music, or Pandora. And he still has a CD collection at home, but he said he largely listens to music online on those kind of platforms or on YouTube. So in terms of television and cinema, he did mention that TVs used to be considered furniture back when he was in his adolescence because they were relatively very expensive, similar to how furniture would cost, and they often weighed over 400 pounds. So you basically had to have employees come and install it into your house, and once you installed it, you couldn't really move it because it weighed too much. And then in terms of the cinema and rated R movies, he wasn't allowed to watch rated R movies growing up, and the first PG-13 movie actually came out in the early 80s. So growing up, there wasn't any PG-13 movies for him to watch, so that's why he was only allowed to watch age-appropriate movies. And then in terms of family rituals, he mentioned Saturday morning cartoons were a very national occurrence, and they hold a place of nostalgia and endearment for many people that grew up in that era. So I actually asked Professor Bonzo how he learned about the music that he was interested in, or any popular culture really. So in terms of music, TV, cinema, those kind of things. And he basically said to me, social media is how we get our music and other popular culture nowadays. But he said back in when he was growing up, social media was just word of mouth. So he just liked whatever his friends liked and whatever he heard about at school or from his peers or from his parents. Thank you so much for your time. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them right now.